If you are over 45 and have not yet secured a proper retirement plan, you are in the majority. According to the Federal Reserve's 2023 survey of consumer finances, nearly 40% of Americans in their 40s and 50s have less than $50,000 saved for retirement. This is not a small problem. It is a systemic issue that will affect millions of people as they approach their later years. Many assume that Social Security, pensions, or sudden windfalls will fill the gap, but the reality is far harsher. Social Security was never designed to fully replace pre-retirement income. For someone with a middle-class lifestyle, the average Social Security benefit of approximately $1,800 per month falls significantly short. Relying solely on government benefits is essentially gambling with your future, and the odds are not in your favor. When starting late, every year that passes without action is lost potential growth. Compound interest can be powerful, but it cannot perform miracles in a decade or less. Someone who begins saving at 45 and invests $10,000 annually in a well-diversified portfolio, averaging 7% annual return, may accumulate around $180,000 by age 65. While this number is far better than nothing, it is still inadequate for a comfortable retirement. Highlighting the urgency of immediate action, the reasons why so many fail are not complicated. One major factor is procrastination combined with overconfidence. Many believe they have time, or that they will catch up later with aggressive investments or get-rich schemes. History and data consistently prove that this approach is dangerous. Market volatility, recessions, and unexpected crises, like the 2008 financial collapse or the recent inflation spikes, disproportionately impact those with limited time to recover. Late starters simply cannot afford high-risk speculation. A realistic plan requires understanding both the potential and the limits of investing. Diversified portfolios, balancing stocks, bonds, and other low-risk instruments, offer steady growth without exposing someone nearing retirement to catastrophic losses. Ignoring risk management is one of the fastest ways to fail, yet it is one of the most common mistakes made by late savers. Another critical reason Americans fail is underestimating their future expenses. The Employee Benefit Research Institute indicates that retirees typically spend 70% to 80% of their pre-retirement income. Healthcare costs alone are often overlooked. Medicare does not cover all expenses, and supplemental insurance, long-term care, and medications can easily consume tens of thousands per year. Housing, utilities, transportation, and emergencies further add to the burden. Without a clear understanding of realistic expenses, even diligent savers may find themselves falling short. Creating a detailed budget and estimating realistic retirement needs is a step that is too often skipped, yet it is foundational for anyone starting late. Debt is another silent killer. Many Americans in their 40s and 50s carry mortgages, credit card balances, student loans, or other forms of debt. The Federal Reserve reports that households headed by someone aged 45 to 54 hold an average of $175,000 in consumer debt. High-interest debt reduces the amount that can be invested, and the longer it persists, the harder it is to catch up. Eliminating debt, especially high-interest obligations, is a prerequisite for meaningful retirement planning. Without reducing liabilities, even aggressive savings and investment strategies are likely to fall short. Balancing debt repayment with saving is challenging but essential. Late starters also face a compressed timeline, which magnifies every decision's importance. Unlike someone who begins saving at 25, you have fewer years to recover from mistakes or market downturns. Every dollar invested, every month of delayed contribution, and every financial choice has amplified consequences. This makes discipline and focus far more critical than in early-stage retirement planning. Incremental, consistent actions yield the best results over time. While starting late is far from ideal, it is not hopeless. If approached strategically and systematically, psychology also plays a large role in failure. Many late starters experience regret, fear, or overwhelm, which can lead to indecision. Television, social media, and advertising constantly push the illusion that wealth is easily attainable or that it is already too late to catch up. This emotional pressure can paralyze people, preventing them from taking even small, productive steps. Understanding and controlling these emotions is as crucial as understanding investments and budgets. Success for late starters is often determined not by how much money they have, but by how consistent and rational their actions are, despite fear and uncertainty. Another overlooked factor is lack of knowledge. Many people assume they can figure it out along the way, but in reality, understanding retirement accounts, tax implications, and investment strategies is complex. The IRS allows catch-up contributions for those over 50, enabling additional deposits into 401ks and IRAs, but few take advantage of this. Employer matches, tax deductions, and proper account allocation can significantly impact results, yet they are frequently ignored. Educating oneself or seeking professional guidance is not optional when time is limited. It is necessary. Finally, late starters often fail because they rely on luck rather than structured action. Lottery tickets, risky investments, or hopes of inheritance are unreliable strategies. Data from the U.S. Census Bureau shows that only a small fraction of households receive large inheritances, and lottery winnings are statistically negligible. Real progress comes from measurable, repeatable, and data-driven actions. Understanding this reality is uncomfortable, but accepting it is the first step to reversing the odds. The good news is that late starters who act immediately, focus on disciplined contributions, risk management, and realistic planning can still achieve meaningful financial security, but the window for inaction is closing rapidly. Now that you understand why most Americans fail at retirement after 45, it's time to focus on what you can do to win. The first step is accepting your current situation fully. Denial will only delay action, and every month that passes is lost potential growth. Begin by calculating exactly how much you will need to retire comfortably. Include housing, healthcare, food, transportation, taxes, and unexpected emergencies. Using realistic numbers, not aspirational ones, is critical. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, retirees spend roughly 70% to 80% of their pre-retirement income annually. This means that if you were earning $75,000 before retirement, you will likely need between $52,500 and $60,000 each year to maintain a similar standard of living. Understanding the gap between your current savings and your actual needs allows you to create a precise plan and set achievable monthly contributions. Next, maximize every available tax-advantaged retirement account. If you are employed, contribute to your 401k or similar plan, and take full advantage of employer matches, which are essentially free money. For individuals over 50, catch-up contributions are a key tool. In 2024, you can add an extra $7,500 to your 401k, beyond the standard $22,500 limit, and an extra $1,000 to your IRA. Even though these contributions may seem small relative to the overall gap, they make a meaningful difference when combined with consistent investing. If you are self-employed or your employer does not offer a plan, consider solo 401ks, SEP IRAs, or other high-limit retirement accounts. The goal is to ensure that every possible tax-advantaged dollar is working for you now. Debt reduction is equally essential. High-interest debt, such as credit cards or personal loans, drastically reduces the money available for investing. Prioritize eliminating high-interest liabilities while still contributing strategically to retirement accounts. A balanced approach ensures that debt does not become an obstacle to building wealth in the remaining years. Create a realistic budget and scrutinize every discretionary expense. Many people in their 40s and 50s spend hundreds of dollars per month on non-essential items. Redirecting this money toward investments compounds significantly over 10 to 20 years, and disciplined budgeting is one of the most powerful tools available to late starters. Investment strategy must be realistic and diversified. You cannot afford to take unnecessary risks when your timeline is compressed. Balanced portfolios that combine stocks, bonds, and low-risk assets provide growth potential while protecting capital from market volatility. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 7 to 8% per year after inflation. This historical context shows that consistent, diversified investing works, even when starting late, but also highlights the danger of chasing high-risk schemes. Avoid get-rich-quick strategies or speculative investments, as losses near retirement can be catastrophic and difficult to recover from. Increasing income may also be necessary. Many late starters accelerate retirement readiness by taking on side work, asking for raises, changing careers, or working longer. According to U.S. Census Bureau data, individuals who continue working into their 60s and early 70s often retire with significantly higher savings than those who retire early. Even delaying retirement by 5 years can have a massive impact due to both continued contributions and investment growth. This step may not be comfortable, but the benefits often outweigh the inconvenience, and it provides a realistic path to closing the savings gap. Healthcare planning cannot be overlooked. Medicare does not cover all costs, and supplemental insurance, long-term care, and prescription medications can consume tens of thousands of dollars annually. Data from the Kaiser Family Foundation indicates that retirees' healthcare costs are rising faster than general inflation. Planning for medical expenses now, through supplemental insurance, health savings accounts, HSAs, or dedicated savings, is essential to avoid financial derailment during retirement. Ignoring healthcare is one of the most common mistakes late starters make, yet it is fully within your control to address proactively. Mindset is as critical as financial strategy. Late starters often face regret, fear, or overwhelm. Accept these emotions, but do not let them paralyze action. Focus on what you can control today: your savings, your investments, and your lifestyle decisions. Consistency, discipline, and realistic expectations are far more valuable than attempting dramatic, risky leaps. Tracking progress monthly, celebrating small wins, and adjusting plans as needed ensures momentum continues. The process may be uncomfortable, but incremental progress compounds into significant results over time. Finally, consider professional guidance. Financial advisors who operate as fiduciaries legally obligated to act in your best interest can provide personalized strategies tailored to your circumstances. Expert advice can help optimize catch-up contributions, investment allocation, tax strategy, and risk management, which are especially critical when time is limited. The cost of professional guidance is often far less than the financial impact of mistakes, making it a worthwhile investment for late starters. In conclusion, it is entirely possible to build a meaningful and secure retirement, even if you start after 45, but it requires brutal honesty, disciplined action, and commitment to a structured plan. Every day, every decision, and every dollar counts more than ever. By embracing reality, maximizing contributions, reducing debt, diversifying investments, and maintaining a disciplined mindset, you can achieve a level of financial security that allows you to retire with dignity, independence, and confidence. Starting late is challenging, but with focus and commitment, the path to a secure retirement is not only possible, it is actionable and real.